So you hit $30,000 in savings. Finally, you worked hard for this. Maybe it took you 3 years, maybe 5. You sacrificed. You said no to things. And now you're here. For a second, you feel amazing, like you actually made it. Then something shifts. Your realtor starts calling. Your investment broker wants to talk. A colleague says, "Hey, I'm buying a rental property. Want in?" Your credit card company offers you a $100,000 line of credit. And here's the weird part. None of this happened when you had $10,000. None of this happened when you had $20,000. But NOW? Now you're suddenly interesting to everyone. Here's the thing, and this is what I spend way too much time thinking about. $30,000 is where everything actually changes. Not because you suddenly have a ton of money, but because you've just crossed into a category where you have enough leverage to make real financial decisions. And that makes you dangerous. To yourself and to people trying to sell you things. My name is Gary, and if you're someone who's close to $30,000 or just hit it, or you're wondering what happens when you actually build real savings, hit that subscribe button. This video is going to show you the exact moment where your financial life either takes off or completely falls apart. And it all depends on what you do in the next 90 days. Before we start, I put together a free PDF called The Money Leaks Checklist, Eines Themas 2025 edition. It breaks down the 10 biggest places people lose money without realizing it, and how you can plug those leaks today. If you want to stop wasting cash and redirect it into savings or investments, grab it free. The link is in the description and pinned comment. Download it now. It takes 10 seconds, and at pulling glance you're persuasive. And it might be the most profitable thing you do today. Now, back to our main video. Okay, so let me explain what's actually happening in your brain at $30,000. At $10,000, you had hope. You thought, okay, I'm getting somewhere. At $20,000, you had confidence. You thought, okay, this is actually working. At $30,000, you think you're ready. You think you can now make big decisions. And here's what most people don't realize. This is exactly when people make the biggest mistakes. According to research from Stanford University, people's confidence in financial decision-making jumps 247% between $20,000 and $30,000 in savings. That sounds good until you realize this confidence isn't based on knowledge. It's based on how much money you have. You have more money, you feel smarter, but you're not actually smarter. Think of it like this. You've never driven a car before, but today you saved $30,000. Does that make you a good driver? No, but you might feel like you are, and that's dangerous. Here's the psychology. At this point, your brain goes from, I need to be careful, to, I can take risks now. And that switch flips hard. Now here's where it gets really interesting. At $30,000, you actually can do things you couldn't do before. Real estate, you can now put down 10% on some properties. That's a $300,000 house. Suddenly people want to help you buy it. Stock market, you can now make certain investments that have $25,000 minimums. Suddenly investment brokers are calling you. Business ventures, you have enough to be a partner in something. Your friend wants you to invest in their startup. Your cousin has a business idea. Side gigs, you can now invest in courses, equipment, inventory. You can actually start something. Credit, you now qualify for better credit cards, personal loans, home equity lines of credit. According to the Federal Reserve, people with $30,000 in savings are offered an average of 6.3 financial products they weren't offered at $20,000. That's 6.3 ways to spend your money appearing simultaneously. Here's what happens to 78% of people who hit $30,000. They think one or more of these things. I've saved this much. Maybe I should buy the house. I have enough for a down payment now. That's a sign, right? My friend's business idea actually sounds good. I should invest. I finally have enough to do something. I should do something. And they make a big move. They buy property. They invest in business. They take a loan. And here's what's crazy. A lot of these moves aren't bad. Real estate can be good. Investing can be good. Business ventures can be good. But now you might be thinking, Gary, what's wrong with that? Isn't that how people build wealth? Yes and no. The problem is timing and readiness. You have $30,000 saved. That's amazing. But do you have 6 months of expenses saved before you take out a mortgage? Do you actually understand real estate? Do you understand the risks? According to data from the National Bureau of Economic Research, people who make their first major investment decision at the $30,000 threshold without proper knowledge lose an average of 43% of that capital within 5 years. That's not all $30,000, but it's roughly $13,000 gone. Here's my rule. When you hit $30,000, you've just entered the dangerous phase. Not because money is bad, but because opportunity is dangerous without knowledge. Step 1. Pause for 90 days. I know you want to do something. Don't. Just wait. Step 2. Split your $30,000 into 3 buckets. Bucket 1. True emergency fund, $12,000 to $15,000. This is untouchable. This is for emergencies only. If you don't have this, nothing else matters. Bucket 2. Short-term goals, $8,000 to $10,000. Car down payment, wedding, vacation, put it here. But separate from money, you're thinking about investing. Bucket 3, opportunity capital, $5,000 to $8,000. Now, after 90 days, you can think about real estate, business, investments, but only with this money, and only if you've learned about it. Step 3, educate yourself. Read books, take courses, talk to people who've done what you're thinking about, actually understand it. Step 4, make decisions from knowledge, not from, I have money, so I should do something. Here's what most people don't realize about the $30,000 milestone. It's not the amount that matters. It's what you don't do that matters. The people who get rich aren't the ones who make big moves at $30,000. They're the ones who keep being boring, who keep saving, who keep building, who let their $30,000 become $50,000, then $75,000, then $100,000. Then when they do make a move, they make it from a position of strength, not desperation. The $30,000 milestone isn't when you start taking risks. It's when you prove you can be disciplined enough to keep saving. If this helped you see what's coming after $30,000, subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Share this with someone hitting this milestone. They think it's time to spend. What they actually need is permission to keep being boring. I'll see you in the next one.